some of you may have to make it up as you write this, but, this is why we're practicing just in case, you ever have to do this. Okay. Do we understand? Are we following me?
Yes, thank you.
Yes, but yesterday when we prepared, sorry about that, when we prepared our homework, and I thought I did cover letter, but it's looked now like I did introduction letter, because I mentioned not like HR, I start from Dear Mr. Johnson.
Yeah.
Now I'm confused.
So that's what
introduction.
Yeah. So that's what you're supposed to be doing. So if you wrote a letter of introduction, you're right. Some people wrote a cover letter, which is incorrect. Does that kind of?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So if you wrote Dear Mr. Johnson, you're good. Okay. But you may have missed here where you know Mr. Johnson from. Was he recommended?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And you can make that up.
I think I mixed together introduction and cover letter.
Yes, and that's what even native speakers do, because they are so close, together. Okay. Amila, did you have a question?
Yes, I do. That first paragraph. For example, if I really don't know that person and nobody shares those contact or recommendation to me. Actually, I found this contact in internet as it was posted that there is some openings. So what it's make different between like that letter and cover letter? So that's my confusion actually here.
Because remember, you write a cover letter is a response to a job posting.
Right.
So if that's what you did a cover letter and not a letter of introduction.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Yeah. So
you mean the last letter I submitted? It looks like a cover letter.
It could have some aspects of cover letter and some aspects of letter of introduction. Okay. Some people kind of mixed a little bit up.
Well, to be honest, if I will compose cover letter, I will make some much more detailed and more like deeper go into my profession. So last the thing I submitted, so it was kind of like brief.
Okay.
So
you probably did what a lot of students did. You try to write a letter of introduction. You probably had some aspects of it correct, but maybe you were missing some things where it kind of made the line blurred into a cover letter / letter of introduction. Okay, so that's what we're doing today, is we're trying to find the aspects that make it a letter and introduction and make sure we include it in. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
But what if the person don't know actual person whom that letter address?
Okay, so if that's the case, then you're going to write a cover letter. But for this, we're just pretending, I guess you can say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, making up the story.
Yeah, making up the story as if you were writing a person. Now, let's say, maybe somebody recommended a company to you, like a friend. You can say that, okay? But in reality, we would write a letter of introduction if there was some sort of connection, okay? But let's say, maybe you are not responding to a job posting, but maybe you saw this person, on the company website. Then you can say that. You can say, like if I was writing for Ann Goya here, I would say like, I recently heard of your Japanese department at Long Beach City College, and I saw you listed as the coordinator, on your main webpage. So that's fine too in a letter of introduction, okay? But the main difference is you're not responding to a job posting, like on the internet or anything like that, okay? That means you may have found the company on your own, and there was no job posting, but you're just kind of writing a letter of introduction to show your interest, okay? Or maybe somebody referred you. Like maybe your teacher said, oh, check this company, or you can say that. Okay. My teacher at blah, blah, blah. Okay. Make sure you put their name and their title, so it's not some random person. Okay. And then just say, recommended that I check your company and write a letter of interest or something like that. Okay. But you want to just make sure, because the person who receives it, because it is so personal, it's going directly to the person. If they don't know you, you probably should explain how you found them. Okay. So it doesn't look like suspicious. Okay. All right. And that kind of gives you, I want to say, a little bit more credibility. Okay. The next thing, which I think pretty much everybody did correctly if they outlined it or if they did it, is, to talk about your ability. Okay. For this assignment, because it's timed writing, okay, we can just talk about one. Okay. So here, it could be any kind of ability or experience that is related to what you're requesting. So here is for a student-teacher internship. Okay. This person writes, throughout my graduate school experience, I worked as an after-school tutor, conducting conversation group lessons with students learning Japanese at Jordan High School. Okay, this has given me much insight on the pedagogy needed to teach a second language. I'm able to determine the needs of the students and create lessons to help them be successful. I feel this is a valuable skill that can benefit both myself and my future students. So a lot of you did this. You talked about one skill or one achievement or one ability, and that's fine. Some of you talked about two. That's fine as well. Okay. So this is kind of similar to a cover letter, where you're talking about your ability, okay, or your achievement. Some of you mentioned like your bachelor's degree, which is fine. Okay. The second body paragraph, because this is the intro, this is the first body. This is where I think there was a little bit confusion between the cover letter and the letter of introduction. Okay. Now you could do this in a cover letter as well. Okay. But some students focused their second body paragraph on their achievement, or a second ability. Okay. Like people might have said, I won Employee of the Year or something like that. Okay. Now that's fine, but you really want to focus here, because there's no specific job responsibility. Okay. Because you're not responding to a job posting, on what you can do that will benefit the person you are writing. Okay. So this person in the sample is writing so they can get considered for a student-teacher internship. Okay. The second paragraph here talks about maybe their ability to do that position. This one here is talking about what that person can do that will benefit that department, okay, or that part of the college. So I feel that my experience as a tutor will make me a prime candidate for your internship position. What can I do for you? I can use my knowledge to help create new lessons for your current Japanese program and implement them during my student teaching. So what am I going to offer you? I'm going to create new lessons for your program. Okay. I can also assist my mentor teacher with other academic duties as a way to gain more real life classroom experience. So what am I specifically going to do for you? Here's my suggestion. I'm going to help you create new lessons for your classes. I'm going to offer my assistance to the current teachers, with grading or whatever kind of attendance, whatever they need help with. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do for you. So some of you didn't have that. Okay, you had more about like your achievements, you won awards. Okay, but you really want to show, what you're going to offer the other person. You want them to be interested in you, be interested in what you can do, okay, and you want them to contact you. Okay, so kind of make a suggestion, what can you do for them? Okay, so if you're applying for, like a certain company, like maybe you're applying to, work in a store or something. What can you do that can benefit the store? Hopefully you've been to that store. Maybe you see something that needs to be improved, or maybe you see something that they're doing that you would be good at. I'm really good. I worked as a window display artist. I'm really good at, displaying the products, for advertising, blah, blah, blah. I can do that. I noticed your store has a lot of windows, display windows, and I would be happy to, do that at your store as well, or something like that. Okay? So sometimes you may have to take a real specific approach. Okay? What can you do that can benefit that company? What ideas do you have? Okay. But make sure you don't critique. So don't say something like, yeah, your store windows are pretty bad, and so I can improve them. Okay. Avoid that kind of stuff. But just kind of say, maybe you learn their philosophy of their business, focusing on, personalized customer service. Okay, so you can say, I'm a very sociable person, and I am knowledgeable about the fashion industry, so I can provide personal shopping support to your customers. Okay, so what are you going to do for them? So that's what you want to focus the second body paragraph on. Okay, and so some of you were writing, you started it, but then it kind of, it didn't include your kind of suggestion how you're going to benefit the company. Okay. So again, this is not like a cover letter where we can, tag into specific responsibilities that are on the job listing. So we don't see that when we're writing a letter introduction. So here we can kind of use our ideas to fill in that space. Do we have any questions on this part? No? Okay.
Yes, I have a questions.
Yeah.
And do we need to fill out 3 documents at once when we apply for a job, or this is like step by step?
You mean for this?
When we're looking for a job, we need to do this at once, like 1, 2, 3 letter, send different address.
It depends. It depends. Every company is different with what they want you to do. So you would have to follow their formatting. Some people like paper only documents. Some people like electronic documents. Some companies will have an application form where they want all of this in one place. So it really depends. This though, because you're not responding to, a job advertisement, this just goes via email. So hopefully you have that person's contact. Okay. So keep in mind that a letter of introduction is not part of the job application process. It is a standalone letter to show your interest in a company, in a school, in a volunteer experience. Okay. So most likely you would just email this.
Okay,
for this,
thank you.
Yeah, for this specific thing. Yeah. Okay. All right. And then the last part, everyone did pretty well. This is just the conclusion, where you're thanking them for the time. This is pretty much the same like a cover letter, where you leave your contact information, and then you have your closing, and then you'll just type your name since it's electronic. You don't have to sign. Okay. All right. And I don't know why this is here. Okay. Okay. So do we kind of see? So it doesn't have to be like a long letter. Okay. It could be short like this, because it is email, and some people don't have time to read a long email, right? So you just make it straight to the point. Okay. And I would say about maybe 4 or 5 sentences per paragraph is good enough. Okay, especially for an electronic form, because people don't have time to read long emails. Okay. All right. Are there any questions? No? We're good?
Professor, do we have to submit today or we can do
Yes.
it during the class? Oh.
Yes. So I'm going to give you the rest of the time to type
Okay.
up your letter. Okay. This is actually how we do it in the credit side. We have people type it in
So
class.
we don't have a class next week, yes?
No, we do. We do. We do have a class next week, but I'm going to be focusing on the kind of the last final test.
Mm-hmm. During the class again.
Yeah. Because it's the last day. Okay. Yeah.
I think, like, for me, it took 3 hours yesterday to make this this cover letter or introduction letter, but I'm not sure I'm so genius to write this now.
Really? That's what you have to do, though. Okay.
And also this completely different. I was living in Russia. It's completely different than we do this way in Russian, and we never like show everything. Like, it's how we can say in Russia, this is too much blah 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 about yourself. It's like we never do this in Russia. We have our diploma about certificate about university. We have our resume about last work, and it's nothing about like it will be like about what you can give to this company. Like, I can improve you, I can make you better. This is like the first you need start to work and show to them, and then will be results.
Yeah, so I think because America is pretty competitive, and so it's almost like you're trying to persuade them, to meet with you or hire with you, and so it's almost like a commercial, I want to say, where you're kind of giving the benefits of your services, and hoping that it'll catch their attention, or it's something they need, Mila.
Yeah, I would like to add, it was confusing for me as well, because here people talking a lot about themselves. Not like that culture where like I was raised as well. So, and it looks like fake promises to me, that you promising some progress for the company.
I'm sorry, fake what?
It's like fake promises.
Well, hopefully it's not fake promises. But
So,
this
like,
is
you
kind
cannot guarantee, you just can hope for it.
Yeah.
I think it's from our culture, because we was growing, we was educated like this, and for
it's
us, it's really.
I think it's like only in United States I noticed that the people have to kind of like talk a lot about themselves and talk at the highest level possible. It sometimes it doesn't even kind of like the same as there's actual knowledges, and that's confusing.
Yeah, you definitely want to be realistic in what you put in here, so don't put anything that is truly ambitious that you feel that you won't be able to do. Okay, but it takes research too, because if you want to work for this company, you have to know what they want in order to address it as well. And so, and I know that might be hard here because we're just kind of writing it for practice, but this is just like you said, it's so different. So it's trying to get you used to kind of the way we write versus maybe the way you've originally learned. Okay. And that's kind of part of, being in an advanced level class, is we show you, what a native speaker would compose. And then I'm not asking you to, be able to do it 100%, but it's just to try so you can get the feel of it, Okay. And then someone else raised their hand but put it down. I think it was Liliana. Did you have a question?
Hi, Professor. I just want to share my experience too, and to be honest, this very clear for me, and maybe because I'm familiar with this, and I want to share my this introduction letter and take feedback from you. Okay. after class.
Oh,
If
okay.
it's possible.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, I'm okay with this. I'm clear, but
Mhm.
I want be pleasure for your feedback. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
Thank you.
All right. So what we're gonna do is we are going to try and write it. Okay. So you can get it done and make sure you get one of the important objectives met to pass this class. So even if it's not perfect or you don't finish, I can kind of see as long as you understand. Okay. Some of you have already written a first draft, so it's okay to rewrite some of that again. You may need to write a correction here and there, okay, or maybe take something out because it's too long or too much focused on one thing, okay. But what we'll do is, okay, we'll do it in the Zoom. So if you can click on the form, okay, so I'll put it once again in the chat box. Okay, and I can't see your faces, so hopefully you found it. Are we good, everybody?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So what you're going to do, we're going to do it step by step, is you're going to type your name.